Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with me. It's Saturday night for me, which means tomorrow is my day off, and I've been really wanting to do what I call a work pillow yoga class. It's also known as restorative or yin. I've really been wanting to do a video on that. So that's what we're going to do tonight, just to mellow out the evening. Maybe you need a midday break whenever you're watching this. You need about 2 to 3 pillows. 2 will work, 3 will be even better. Some sort of strap. I use a tie, and then a yoga block. I use my Lonely Planets, Thailand, Southeast Asia. Anything thick and hard that will be supportive for you will work out perfectly. I'll be timing the poses so you won't need to worry about a timer. And what we'll do is we'll grab one of those pillows. We'll come to lie flat on our back. Pillow underneath the knees. Arms will be down alongside the body, palms facing up. You can take them as far away from the body as is comfortable for you. Knees are wider than hip width distance, and the feet splay out. Heels point in. Another really nice thing to have is going to be some essential oils like lavender or peppermint or rosemary, depending on what works for you. Or one of the eye pillows. It can just be a really nice way to calm down and unwind. You can basically just shut your eyes and begin to enjoy the pace of your breath. Today's class will have, or this video will have, a good bit more silence time. So if you also wanted to throw on some music, feel free to do that as well. I prefer rock and roll. Begin to breathe in and out of your nose. Just noticing the quality of your breath. Have everything within arm's reach so that you can move as little as possible. Make any adjustments as you need to, as the body relaxes and as the muscles relax. Sometimes we have to shift our shoulders or shift our butt out of the way, or even adjust our legs. Using your exhale just to begin to release tension from the body. Depending on how much energy you want to put in, you can have a really powerful breath, or only be about 50% of the breath. Each inhale fills the lungs first, expanding through the rib cage, and once the lungs are full, we fill into the belly, pressing the belly button away from the spine. It's kind of a letting it all hang out sort of feeling. And then when we exhale, we really engage the core, pulling the belly button towards the spine as if trying to push the low back into the mat. Our rib cage descends, becomes heavier into the floor as the breath pushes up and out the nose. Setting the pace for your practice. Feel the back of the head come heavy into the mat, or whatever lying on. Noticing the curvature in the neck. Feeling the weight of the bones instead of the muscles or the flesh. The back of the skull, the shoulder blades, the pelvis, the knuckles, the heels, the outside edges of the feet, the parts of the spine that touch the floor. Then we'll draw the right knee into the chest. Have your strap nearby. Interlace the fingers over the top of the shin right below the knee. The breath should rise and fall against the thigh. So the belly should rise and fall against the thigh. The head should stay pointing straight up. Let the feet be relaxed. Noticing where you feel subtle stretches or maybe it's deep stretches. Noticing where parts of your body cramp if they do. All in all, just being really aware here of your body. Reaching for the strap. You'll take the strap over the ball of the foot, the right foot, and you'll extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. So as you do that, it's natural for the hands to really resist. You want to make sure that the right elbow rests on the floor as the leg extends up. So it's simple tension of the strap against, or the tie, whatever you're using, against the ball of the foot and the hand that supports the leg and staying straight up. This is going to target the low back, the back of the right hip, up the back of the leg, maybe into the ankle, maybe into the bottom of the foot and the back of the knee. Adjust and adapt the pose as you need to. So bend the knee a little bit if you need. Try not to lock out ever on the knee joint. And if the leg starts to tingle or become numb, which can easily happen in this pose when held for too long, just re-bend and then straighten. The right shoulder is relaxed on the floor. The jaw holds no tension. The neck is soft as well. If your muscles are shaking, it's natural. It's the body forming new muscle memory. So the shaking and quivering and twitching is all right. Just trying to breathe through it if it's uncomfortable or making you nervous. Really focusing on your exhale, letting the nervous system relax. Slowly bend the knee. releasing the strap, hugging the knee into the chest for just a moment, and then extending the right leg down along the floor, resting it on top of the pillow again. And hugging the left knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers over the top of the shin below the knee. Try to let the foot be relaxed. Left elbow's kind of on the floor, like a bicycle kickstand, or if you're in Thailand, a scooter kickstand. The elbow's like that kickstand, helping the forearm to support the leg. Taking the strap over the ball of the left foot, extending the leg up towards the ceiling. We hold on to the strap with the left hand, left elbow rests on the floor. Tension of strap between foot and hands is what supports the pose. Both of the hips, so both sides of the butt, stay level in the floor. They both stay evenly weighted. So you don't want to tip out onto the left hip or compensate over onto the right hip. You want to keep it relatively centered. Resting the right hand, whether down alongside the body or palm to the belly. Come back to the consciousness of your breath. Try to let the right leg be relaxed too as you're here. Making sure that you're not holding too much tension and cocking the hip off of the floor. Good. Slowly bend the left knee, release the strap and bring the knee into the chest. We can toss our strap aside because that's all we're going to use it for. Then extend the left leg down along the floor, knee rests on top of the pillow. Let the knees splay out wide, getting used to relaxing through the inner thighs, the outer edge of the thighs as well. Bend the knees, plant the feet, and remove the pillow out from underneath the knees. Adjust the low back so that it comes to the floor. Just take a few deep, relaxed breaths. Even if they're sighs, sometimes a sigh just helps to release the tension out of the body. And shit, it just feels good. So let's take the pillow now to the outside edge of the right hip. You want the top of the pillow, the narrow side of the pillow. Let me see how I want to say this. You want the pillow vertical along next to you. The top edge of the pillow should come to about where the top of the pelvis is and the waistline begins. And then the knees stay bent with feet planted about hip width distance apart. This, with the pillow set up like this, what it's going to do is it's going to support the outside edge of the thigh as well as the twist. So we take the arms out in a capital letter T position, palms facing up. Bend the elbows a little bit, let the hands rest on the floor. Make sure you have that relaxation. And then drop the knees over to the right. You can bring the knees in a little bit closer together, or you can take the left foot further away from the right foot and drop the left knee in like a windshield wiper. So the left knee would drop towards the right ankle, and the right knee drops out and is supported by the by the pillow. Sometimes if we're feeling super flexible, or if that feels awkward because it feels like it's holding us too far, we move the pillow a little bit further away so that it's more supporting the outside edge of our right knee and the mid-thigh, not all the way up into the hip. You can also turn the head left in this position. Stretching through the outside edge of the right neck, right side of the neck. I apologize for all my jumbled words today. It's been a long week, lots of talking. Just flow with me if you can. Slowly bring the knees back to center and the head back to center. Again, feel the low back flat against the floor. Just take a moment. Noticing sensations in the right side and the left side of the hip. In addition to the sides of the neck. And then switching the pillow to the opposite side. Keeping in mind where you went on the right side. Place the pillow as close to you or as far away as you're going to need it on the left. Again, always adjust according to your body. Each side can be different. Each day can be different. Each minute can be different. Take the arms out, capital letter T position. Take the legs over to the left. Right knee can drop towards the left ankle. Left knee drops out, rests on the pillow. Maybe the whole thigh rests on the pillow. Head can turn to the right. As you focus on the breath, just take the time to enjoy the noises around you. Whether it be bugs, cars, people, the creaks and groans of houses, music, all of these noises are a sign of life. And when you're taking the time to be still, that life can just become all the more beautiful. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Bring the head back to center. Just take a moment. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you just sit here, feeling the belly push against the thighs on the inhale and pull away from the thighs on the exhale. Then rolling onto your right side or your left side, whatever suits you, and pressing up to seated. We're going to kind of sweep our legs off to the left, and we're going to bring a pillow up against our right hip. It's going to be horizontal to us. So with the pillow horizontal, we tuck it in towards the hip as close as possible. And it's up to you, depending on how flexible you are and how deep you want the stretch. You can take 2 pillows. But we're going to kind of shove those pillows up in our waistline and come across on the other side. So we're arching with our body here. The hip is on the floor and the shoulder comes to the floor. And we adjust the height of the pillows according to that. We're going to hold for about 4 minutes. So you want it to be something that's sustainable. You can always add more pillows and you can always take pillows away. Make sure the head's supported. That can come from our 3rd pillow. Or it can just come from resting the head on the arm. And if you want it a little bit deeper, you can take the left arm up and over alongside the head. You find a comfortable position, but it incorporates a little bit more of a stretch through the left rib cage. The eyes closed and you just kind of settle in. The right side of the body is being compressed and pressure is being put on it, while the left side has the opportunity to open up. The legs are relaxed, the feet are relaxed. You use the silence and you use your breath to pay attention to what the body's asking for or what the body needs. And you honor that above and beyond everything else. Bring the left hand to the floor, almost in front of the face, near the chest, and use the strength of the arm to press up. Slowly come up and out, being really gentle with how you move the body. And then just as slowly, you'll switch sides. So you'll sweep the legs over to the right, and you'll bring the pillow up to the left hip. This side might be a little bit different flexibility-wise, so take notice of how high or how low you want the pillows. Prop them up in there, and come down. Hip connects to the floor, shoulder connects to the floor. Everything in between is lifted. This side for me tends to be a lot more awkward most of the time. Takes a little bit more work. That's what 2 broken ribs will do. You can adjust the right arm to come over the head again. This time compressing the left side of the body and opening up the right side of the body. Feel the way the breath pushes the waistline into the pillows, even when it's constricted. Taking notice if you tend to clench any muscles. Sometimes the hip will spasm and lock up. Sometimes the sides will do it, the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the tongue. Just being aware of these habits that happen in your body. Take the right hand in front of the chest or the face and use it to press up. Move slowly. and we're going to come to a seated forward fold. For this, you can use as many pillows as you want. I think I'm going to use all 3. We stack 2 of them so that they're underneath our legs. And I like to kind of stagger mine, right? So one's here and then one's here, and they're not perfectly centered so it's not too high. That just works for my flexibility. Some people like the knees really, really high, and it works better for them because they're really tight through the hamstrings and the low back, and they need a little bit more stability back here. If that sounds like your body, please do that option. Then I'm going to take the other pillow, kind of shove it down there in my belly, nuzzle it in, and I'm going to forward fold. I'm going to round through my shoulders a little bit. You want the arms to be relaxed. You also want the head to be relaxed, which can sometimes be awkward, which is where the Lonely Planets come into handy. Stacking them on the knees, it gives me an opportunity to rest my forehead. Remember deep breathing. Remember to feel the belly expand against the pillow and the low back expand. slowly coming up. Remove the pillows off to the side. We're going to come into supported bridge pose, so you'll need your block or books for this as well. So in supported bridge, when we lie on our back, it's really important that our nose stays pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And then the block or the books come to the sacrum. The sacrum is a flat triangular bone at the very base of your spine. The point of the sacrum goes into the coccyx, which is at the very, very base of the spine. Sacrum is usually right, like the triangle tip point of it meets up with the butt crack, to be perfectly blunt about it. That's where you want the block to rest. Any higher on the low back can just cause a lot of discomfort into the lumbar spine, the lower spine. And instead of adding curvature there, or adding extra curvature there, you kind of want to take away so that it's tilting the pelvis this way. Coming onto your back. If you want to look before you come into this pose, please do that instead. When you lift the hips, when you press into the feet to lift the hips, you want to keep the gaze looking straight up at the ceiling, and then you can slide the block underneath the sacrum. It's not a big lift, and it's supportive of the top of the bum, and like the pelvis as it spans across the back, the books or the block rest on that. Then the arms come out to the sides, palms facing up. Doesn't need to be a high lift to open up through the hip flexors a little bit more. And you can always walk the feet a little bit further away from you. Not lengthening out the whole leg fully though, please. I don't feel like we've done enough of a warm-up to do a full extension. Feet are still planted. Body's still relaxed and heavy into the floor. Walk the feet into where they're supportive. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and slide the block or books out from underneath you. Slowly lower down, and just take a moment to pause. Coming up to seated. Here's where we need all three pillows. So we'll bring them into the outside edges of the hips. Soles of the feet come together and knees come out wide. So it's cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet touch, knees drop out wide. Outside edges of the knees or the hips are supported by the pillows. Then we take our third pillow and we bring the short end of the pillow right up into the sacrum, that same spot that the block was just resting at. The feet stay together, the knees out wide, and we lower ourselves down onto the other pillow. It should support the neck just a little bit. If it doesn't, adjust the pillow so that there is a little bit more support there. Arms come out to the side, throat is open still. Chest is open, inner thighs are open, groin is open, and we just begin to feel our glutes relax into the floor and feel the weight of our body, specifically our back body, into the pillow. The outside edges of our thighs into the pillows. Kind of drop into the breath here. Becoming more and more relaxed. If it ever gets too intense on the legs, just extend the legs, maybe prop the knees over a pillow like when we began class, or just let them rest straight out away from you on the floor. You'll spend as much time here as you need to. You'll know the right time to get out. And when you remove yourself from this pose, move a pillow out from underneath the legs and roll over onto that side in a fetal position. Take your time in that fetal position. Just taking the time to appreciate the space and the silence in your life, knowing that that's as important as anything else. Stay here as long as you like, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Namaste.